What's going on, YouTube? You know what this is. Your boy Lou Wrestling 2 101 coming back at you. This is gonna be my thoughts on the Survivor Series card. Basically, a predictions video of what I think of the card itself, and whether it's worth ordering, things of that nature, and what I think the outcomes are gonna be of the said matches on the show. Now, that being said, let me go ahead and get through with the card real quick, give my thoughts on the card, and give my final emphasis on what I think about the build for Survivor Series. Alright, these matches aren't going to be in the order that they're going to be on the card. I'm just going to go within the order that I want to see them, from the ones I care the least about to the ones I care the most about. The Divas title match, Beth Phoenix, Eve Torres. We've already seen this so many times. Beth Phoenix should retain here. I know it's a lumberjill match, whatever, but who the hell really cares? The match is going to be decent to sucky at best. They have so many divas to pull off this lumberjill match. Why didn't they just have a 5-on-5 divas match, like a traditional 5-on-5 Survivor Series match? That would have been awesome. They could have did that. They're not going to, because they're doing this stupid lumberjill match, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Next, the next match that I could really give two shits about is ADR versus CM Punk. This match has no build to it, because the whole focus of everything on Raw is this whole Triple H, this whole conspiracy theory storyline, Kevin Nash, all this bullshit, John Laurinaitis, whatever. Alright, the NWO 4.0, brother. This hasn't come out yet, but soon. So with that being said, I'm not really looking forward to this CM Punk Del Rio match, because they haven't done any proper booking for it. The build has been horrible. It hasn't been advertised correctly. Yes, the match itself will be decent. It'll probably be the second best match on the card, next to the 5-on-5, Team Randy Orton versus Team Wade Barrett match. This will probably be the second best match on the card, but I'm just not looking forward to it, because they've made me not care about either character to the point now where I'm not behind either of them. I'm really behind anything on Raw whatsoever. Alright, the next match that I'm really not looking forward to the most on this card would be, which actually technically by now, because I'm already up 2 or 3 matches, so I'm actually slightly looking forward to this match a little bit. Morrison versus Ziggler for the United States Championship. The match will be good. It'll probably be the third best match on this card, just because Morrison will do a bunch of kickflips and bullshit, and Ziggler will actually wrestle, and it'll give the match some definition. The match itself, I think Zack Ryder should be in this spot. They're in New York, for God's sakes. I mean, just saying. And obviously, the only reason Morrison is even getting this is because they're trying to give him a bone so he doesn't leave the company when his contract expires. They're trying to, oh, well, please forgive us for burying you for all those months. Oh, here's a belt, but it's not the main event belt. This belt really doesn't mean shit over here. Well, the main event belt really doesn't mean shit either, but this belt means even less, but we'll give it to you because you're a worthless piece of shit. So more than likely, Morrison will win here. That's my guess. If Ziggler retains, I would be very surprised. Ryder had this whole online petition going. He could be facing Dolph Ziggler for the belt and going over, even though I don't like Zack Ryder. He could have went over in his home state of New York. I am just saying. Yes, Morrison beat Ziggler to get the shot a couple of Raws ago, but had Morrison have the right to wrestle Ziggler to even get the shot when he was jobbing out for the longest time? Shouldn't he have to work his way back up the card? I mean, WWE just trying to please their people so they don't leave, so they just don't have a small bone. And then afterwards, we'll continue to treat them like shit after they re-sign their contract. That's typical WWE. Now, the only reason this match was not my number one in terms of the one I'm going to hate the most on this whole card is because what I want to happen might not happen. John Cena and The Rock versus The Awesome Truth. The Awesome Truth is going to get buried here. The only thing I would like to happen here is for have John Cena to turn on The Rock and have Miz and R-Truth go over here, but that's not going to happen, so whatever. I can give 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 shits about this match, truly. But if that does happen, then that's why this match is higher up on the card in terms of my order of least or most shittiest to least shittiest. So let's pray that don't make a mistake about putting it this high up on the matches I'm looking forward to seeing. I'm asking WWE to do something huge that they probably don't have the balls to do because they're afraid they're going to take too much of a loss in profit in terms of their merchandising. Take a chance. Alright, the second match to the most favorite match that I'm looking forward to seeing on this card is going to be the 5-on-5 Survivor Series match, being Team Orton versus Team Barrett. Now, for Team... what we have here, we have Team Orton being... where are we? Randy Orton, Sheamus, Mason Ryan, Kofi Kingston, and Sin Cara versus Team Barrett being Barrett, Cody Rhodes, Jack Swagger, Hunico, and Dolph Ziggler. So Dolph Ziggler's working double duty tonight. Better retain. In that case, you better retain. Fuck it, for real. If I didn't mention that earlier. It's a traditional 5-on-5 Survivor Series match. It's kind of random, but I'm looking forward to it. So, with that being said, there's good talent in this match. You do have multiple guys that are feuding with each other in the match. So you do have a Sheamus and a Christian in there and things of that nature. Kofi's in there because, you know, Evan Bourne is out because of he broke the wellness policy or whatnot, violated it. So at least they're having Kofi do something, which is good. They're not having him just drop the belts at random. And they haven't even said anything about Evan Bourne being injured. They haven't tried to play off anything with Evan. So this is kind of weird. But at least they're giving Kofi something to do. And like I said, there is some chemistry in this match here. You do have Mason Ryan and Dolph Ziggler in there. So, you know, there is chemistry within this match. Wade Barrett and Randy Orton have chemistry now. So this is good. I think it was a little bit last minute. They could have announced it at the beginning, right after the last pay-per-view. But that sometimes is asking just too much from WWE, so I'm not going to bash them on that fact, so I'm looking forward to this. It should be good. Now, I expect Sheamus to look really strong here on the good guy's side, probably more than anybody, especially since he's more than likely going to be facing Mark Henry for the belt either at Royal Rumble or sometime before WrestleMania, maybe even at WrestleMania. Who knows what's going to happen there. So ultimately, Team Orton should win this. Barrett did get some one-ups on Randy Orton before, and as long as, you know, Wade Barrett looks good in there and all the heels look good and the good guys win by the skin of their teeth type shit, then I won't complain about the good guys going over here. Even though I would like to see Team Barrett go over, because I would like to see Barrett be elevated up a little bit in terms of his status. I'd like to see Hunico elevate up a little bit in his status and whatnot, because I really like the whole Primo, Epico, Hunico little squad we got going on. So, but that's just my opinion. But more than likely, the good guys will win here. But the match should be very good and entertaining. Either way, whatever team wins is just going to help the guys on that team become more over. So that's definitely a plus. So let's just hope that they continue to run with the guys on these said teams, because a lot of the guys on these said teams are future players for this company. So we'll see what happens. Okay, and the match that I'm looking forward to seeing the most in this card is going to be Big Show versus Mark Henry. And it's not for the match, people. The match itself probably is not going to be that terrific for two really big guys. It'll probably be decent for what they could pull off, so I'm not going to complain about the match. But the build-up for this is phenomenal. It's been building up since before Money in the Bank, so I'm looking forward to this. They've been building Mark Henry very well. And like I said, ultimately, I've said this in the past, he'll face Kane, take out Kane again, and then inevitably he'll end up facing Sheamus at some time, and Sheamus will go over and win the belt. So, yeah, and ultimately maybe Cody Rhodes at some point can win it this year, as long as they build him up properly. So I've spoken about this stuff in the past, so ultimately Mark Henry is going to go over here because he's just a paper champion to put over another up-and-coming guy, because he's not the future, he's the past. They're just using him as a paper champion just in a long-term decision here in order to put over somebody like Sheamus. So there's no reason for Big Show to win here. He's way past his prime at this point. He's just here to put over other guys as far as I'm concerned. And he does a good job of that. So looking forward to the match. Should be decent for what. Alright, so that's my overall predictions of the card. The card's pretty lackluster in terms of build and whatnot. I'm really only ordering it just because of Big Show and Mark Henry, because of the build they've been giving that, and I really want to see that. What do you guys think? Leave it down below. Hit the subscribe button if you already have not. You know what it is. I'll be back at you later on. Peace.